Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a beautiful Father's Day weekend for all the fathers around the world. And because I enjoyed seeing the love for the fathers yesterday. And so that's what my topic was gonna be about today, about fathers. We speaking about father. Well, I'm speaking about fathers today, and I want to give recognition to all the fathers. And the subject is we want to talk about how we need to show more love for the males that have been a positive force in our lives. So it just made me want to speak on that this morning because it was on my mind heavy. And when something is on my mind heavy, I be thinking God is giving me a sign that I need to speak on anything so I can release it. Because if it's bottled up in me, it'll bother me. And when I release it, I won't release it in a positive way. So I had to marinate on it because I can say this, and I don't care if women take this personal and they get in their feelings, but it's so many bitter baby mamas around this world that they need to go heal. And I'm going to say that because I noticed that a lot of women don't want to give Father's Day the credit that it deserves. So because they chose a fucked up baby daddy, or they mama chose a fucked up man to be their daddy that wasn't nothing but a sperm donor, I absolutely apologize for that happening to anyone that it happened to, you know. But at the same time, you can't put them in the category of our father figures and male role models. So you gotta know, if you chose a bad seed, it was during the time of your life when you were still needing to learn a lesson. And our life is our lessons. So with saying that, I really don't, feel good about when women try to take credit for Father's Day. And I said this like 2 years ago. I put up a post letting anyone know that if they got on my wall and told me Happy Father's Day, because I was in my low vibrational self at that moment, and it maybe had been 3 years ago, I don't even remember, but I just remember saying if anybody told me Happy Father's Day and got on my post and said Happy Father's Day, I was going to cuss their ass out. Because I'm not a father, I'm a mother. And we have Mother's Day, but you got to also know, just as well as it's some messed up fathers in this world, it's some messed up moms too. But do they take Mom's Day from mothers? No, they don't. You don't see no fathers going around here telling fathers Happy Mother's Day. They have stepped up their plate to play the role of mothers' roles too. Because they still are fathers. They don't want to take our place. But sometimes they have to step up and be the role model of both parents also. So we're not going to take Father's Day from the fathers. And anybody who get on here and want to have something to say, I'm willing to debate because I'm going to stand on how I feel. I done had so many positive male role models in my life that I dare anybody to come at me and act like I'm going to take credit for Father's Day. And like I said, I feel like you need to go heal if you a bitter ass baby mama in your feelings, or you a bitter child, you need to go heal. If your daddy wasn't around or nothing, I mean, don't take the credit from the dads that have been around. Even if your father wasn't around, I know that you probably had some kind of positive father figure that you looked up to where you can acknowledge them on Father's Day. Whether they were your biological father, your bonus father, your uncle, your brother, a friend, it doesn't matter. But what I will not stand for is women trying to take over days that are not for they acknowledgement. It's bad enough, especially with black men. They already try to take everything from our black men. When they become successful, they try to take them back down. And they punishment end up being worse than any other race, especially the white race. They get punished way worse. So what I will not do is go against the black fathers, black men that I love for no one. So, we had me and my sister and my cousin, we had a ladies' day. And I didn't mean no harm. I get it. Sometimes we do have to be, but that's just considered you a strong woman. It doesn't make you a father. It just makes you a strong woman when you have to take both roles. And, we do go through difficult times, and our kids do acknowledge that about us being good mothers. But sometimes you have to allow, if you learn how to forgive and ask God, we don't pray for our black men enough. Let's say that too. Because if we pray and ask God to help them be better in life, we might see more growth in our black community of men, young fathers, and brothers and uncles. We have to, as black women, protect our black men. So with that being said, I really be disappointed when women tell me Happy Father's Day, when I had so many positive father figures and male role models around me. Now, I don't discredit if they was a bad boyfriend, they was a bad husband. They might been rotten to you in some other kind of way to where you didn't feel, or they was doing certain things and you didn't feel like they was a positive influence to be around your children. I totally get it. Nobody's perfect. But do y'all ever think to pray for them and ask God to heal them? Because whether y'all know it or not, like, black men are like, they have it the hardest. Out of every other race and every other species, they like one of the ones that have to work extra hard to prove themselves, because not only do other races and people go against our black men, sometimes our own black women go against the black men. And it's absolutely sad to me, because I don't care, when it comes to, I let my kids be their own judges on how they want to deal with their father. But in my eye, you have to forgive one day. And maybe if you could learn to sit and communicate and quit holding all the pain in, you probably will get a better outcome with your kid's father, with your father, or any kind of father figure that you have had some kind of bitter issue with. But coming from where I come from, I don't care if they was bad husbands, boyfriends, or whatever, side pieces, or whatever y'all want to call it, that y'all dealt with and y'all end up getting in turmoil situations with them. All the males that was around me, no matter what they did, they was good fathers. They was good father figures. I didn't say they was perfect, because nobody's perfect. We're not perfect as women either. We have bad role model mothers too. We have bad mother figures also. So I don't see nobody getting on me and getting on there telling other men, and if they are, they bitter men too. And I'm pretty sure it's a few of them out there too that's bitter that they chose a bad point in their life. They chose the wrong female to be the mother of their child. But you gotta also know, same circumstances with that, you need to heal from that and start learning how to pray for your black women, for the black queens, to come along and give them the opportunity to show that they can change too. And it goes both ways. So a lot of us need healing, because yesterday I made sure that I acknowledge every man role model that was positive to my life, including starting with my daddy. What kind of relationship my mom and my dad had don't have anything to do with me. But I know the relationship I have with my dad, I love my daddy. He ain't perfect. No man is perfect. But you don't know what kind of situation your mom and your dad had. Some of us only go by what our moms told us, and they just speaking from the side of their feelings. And we sometimes need to give dad's opportunity to tell their side and give them the opportunity to show us that they can be a better. And it's not about the money either. It's about the love. Because one thing about material stuff, it don't make nobody feel like if you do feel like you loved, then you very shallow. If you think that money gonna make you feel like you love, long as your daddy buying stuff. If your daddy don't spend time with you, if you can't sit on the phone and laugh with your daddy and cry with your daddy and hug with your daddy, and that I'm not just speaking of daddy, I'm just speaking of father figures in general. You need to go heal. But I'm not gonna ever take credit for Father's Day, because Father's Day is for fathers, for all the fathers, for the ones who wasn't able to do better, but they are willing to grow and be a better person. You got to give them credit for that. Change don't happen overnight, but we have to. God give us chances. And then when you live through God, you have to learn how to forgive and give people chances. And sometimes you got to get out the way and give God the opportunity to reveal what they need to work on. If you had a good relationship with God, you wouldn't be so bitter about fathers. And take it, if it's a rock and you feel like you got hit with it, well, I hit you with the rock. But I'm going to say this. Stop trying to take away Father's Day from the fathers. Every male role model was in my life was a good father figure in some type of way to me. And I made sure that I expressed that yesterday. Because women get critiqued mostly all the time throughout the year. But fathers, they only get Father's Day, and y'all don't even want to acknowledge them on that day. And it's really sad. And I just want to get on here and mirror some things to y'all so y'all can know. You ain't got to acknowledge the ones that hasn't stepped up. But what we do need to focus on is the positive, not the negative. So if you in a negative energy, see, that's a monitoring, I swear nets are monitoring spirits. But you ain't finna interfere on this, because I'm finna kill your ass if I see that net fly by again. But anyway, people will try to take away the only day that fathers really have the acknowledgement that they really deserve. So I'm gonna always celebrate fathers on Father's Day, because I have had so many positive father figures. All my cousins, male cousins, are good fathers. I can't say if they good husbands. I can't say if they good boyfriends. I can't say if they good friends. I don't know nothing about that. But I know all of my male figures in my life, they are good fathers. And what I mean by that, they absolutely love their children. They love they children that's not their children. They love bonus children. And then we gonna have to stop being in that mindset too of worrying about if he's really the biological father because he stepped up and took the role of a father and it's really not his child. What person that is of the light would have a problem with a man stepping up and wanting to be a father to a child that doesn't have a father role model in their life? What woman think that is wrong? Because if you feel like that, you must feel like it's more to you more worried about the woman that's the mother than the child. To me. Because if you can relate to not having a father or a father figure in your life, how can you be upset if a man want to step up and be a father to a child that doesn't have a father role model in their life? That lets me know a lot of people need to heal. And ask God to help them to forgive themselves for choosing that type of person, and to work on the male that they chose that wasn't the right father. So sometimes we don't want to take responsibility for stuff that we chose to put up with in our life. When you didn't see the red flags, you didn't think he was bad. Because if you did, you would have closed the cycle before it got too late. Or if you had a one-night stand, that was your lesson. That was your lesson too. So we all have to learn lessons, and it go both ways. I'm not just on here talking down on women, because I love my black women too. But we have men who choose the wrong baby mamas too. So you need to take responsibility for that and heal. But we not talking about the women right now. I'm talking about the fathers. Got his ass. We talking about the fathers. And I love every father figure that has been a part of my life. They have taught me so much about having love from father figures. And it wasn't about the money, it was about the love. You don't have to acknowledge the men that wasn't around. We not gonna get on there and talk about the men that wasn't around. We gonna talk about the fathers that are around and were around, that's not no longer with us, but they still left a positive influence behind with their children, with their nephews, nieces, grandchildren. We're going to give credit to the fathers. And if anybody want to debate it, you can come on with it. Because if you leave a comment, I'll be happy to speak on my behalf as standing up for the fathers. And that's my message. And I hope y'all have a blessed week. And happy Father's Day again to all my kings and sons and nephews, grandfathers, fathers, uncles, cousins. I acknowledge y'all and I love y'all. My friend, my male friend, model, role models, nephews, all of y'all. I love y'all. Y'all are beautiful kings and y'all are great fathers. And happy Father's Day.